we'll move it off to the side.
Well, first of all, we're not eating the beans.
The apples, they're there to eat.
Hey, Kiefer, I'm also going to need you to monitor the chat and put the names of the people.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to The Tonight Show, starring your host, Jon Tetzel.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being patient with us. We're trying some new things to bring a new and better experience. So we're really excited to try all these things with you guys. I hope you've all had a wonderful day so far. Tonight we have a really awesome show for you guys. You've been hearing this guy's voice every single week pretty much. He's been doing our introduction. You know him well. He's one of our youth leaders. So please give a warm welcome to our guest tonight, Scott Epp. This is me clapping.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a whole crowd in here. We have chairs set up that have nobody in them. So, yeah. So how are you doing, Scott?
Oh, I'm doing great. I had a great day today. I got to demolish a wall.
You got to
so much fun.
You got to demolish a wall?
Yeah.
That's so much fun. I didn't get to do that today.
That's unfortunate.
I know. It's so sad. So, yeah, it's really awesome having you here. I don't know if you guys know this, but Scott has been very pivotal in helping us run the live streams. I like to call him my number 2 guy because he does all the things that I ask him to do without question.
I'm more like the number 3. We still have Jordan who does most of the technical work.
Jordan does a lot of the technical work. He's just the behind the scenes. He's like the man behind the computer.
That's
whatever, like
the man in the chair.
The man in the chair. That's the word I was looking for. So it's a little different, but yeah, Scott's really. I mean, you guys know him. You guys know that he's our games guy. You're a little bit terrified of. I'm a little bit terrified of him when we play Gorgon. Or
yeah, close enough. Gorgon.
I've been. You like to correct me on that one.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's my accent. It's my. I don't know. Tawasset accent.
Yeah, tomato.
Yeah, tomato. I love them. Yeah. So one thing I was going to ask you is, just tell us about Scott. Who is Scott? Why are you here? Why did you want to become a youth leader? And what brought you to this point in your life where you wanted to join us here at Ill Ministries? I mean, I say join us, but he's been here for, what, forever?
No, not quite forever. It's been about 8 years. But
8 years. Not quite forever, but if you've been in, that's the entirety of a high school career.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm Scott. What's brought me here? A lot of it's been my parents, except for up to the point where I came to college over in Abbotsford at Columbia Bible College.
Classic CBC rep.
Classic CBC. Gotta
Nice.
love it. I recommend it to anyone who wants to go to a Bible college. So much fun. Living in dorms, especially, is the best experience you could ever have.
Yeah.
Aside from like things after that, like getting married and having a kid. I can't actually say much about that.
You assume so, but I mean, the experience I had this morning might speak different.
Oh, please, you love your daughter.
I love her, but I don't love waking up at 5:30.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, and headbutts to my tummy. Just not no bueno. Anyway, so you came here. You were living in Alberta beforehand.
Yeah.
You came to CBC.
Yeah.
To study.
I was at CBC for 3 years. Throughout those 3 years, I took biblical studies, was the course I took in the first year, and the last 2 years I took worship arts.
Oh, awesome.
So the idea of learning to become a worship pastor and what that all entails, the behind the scenes, the on the stage, the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know this, but I like to joke about the fact that Scott's a part of our worship team. He has a very beautiful voice, but I like to joke that we mic him so that we can actually turn him down because he sings too loudly. So I know you've all heard him sing because you can't not hear him sing.
It's impossible. People have tried.
It is true. It's very true. Oh my goodness. So you came to CBC and then you decided to come to Ill Ministries. What brought you to first lead under Alex, then with me here?
That's a good question. So while I was at CBC, there's one thing that they like to initiate, and that is practicing out your faith in a community situation. It's called a service practicum when you first take the class, and it's the first 2 years. And you have to find a place where you can volunteer. You're not allowed to get paid for the position. It has to be a volunteer thing where you are, again, continuing to show what you're learning and growing in your faith in a community. Some people go to intern positions as like worship pastors. Some people go and work at MCC. I chose to come here because I was already attending this church because my grandparents go here. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see what it was like. I know that I had a great time when I was in youth group, and I wanted to give some other students the same type of experience that I had.
You want to give them the heart attacks that you received as a young child. You want to be the terror of their nightmares.
And the struggles of dragging a giant log through a forest in the middle of the dark, and if they drop it, then they have to start where they were before.
Oh, that's terrifying.
That was a fun experience.
Oh, I bet.
Team building.
I'm excited to be able to do those wonderful outdoorsy in-person things in the very near future, hopefully. But as we've said before, Scott is kind of our games guy. So we're actually going to be doing a very fun game. So this is kind of awkward because Scott's usually my go-to, hey, I need you to do this. So I'm going to ask Kiefer to go and kind of be the replacement Scott for the evening. And he's going to bring forward our first game for the night. I don't know if you guys have been to carnivals. I know you haven't in the near future or in the recent past because it's been illegal to go outside. But there's a very classic game that people like to play at carnivals, which is bobbing for apples. So normally you put apples in a nice tub of cold water, but this is youth group, so we're doing things a little bit different. This is bean water. There are beans at the bottom. We're bobbing for apples in smelly bean juice.
Juicy.
Yeah, don't, gross. So how this game works is we're going to race to see who can get 3 apples into our metal pans as quickly as possible. See, I'm really interested in this game because normally people love watching me do all the gross things and have a horrible time because they're like, oh, it's a youth pastor. But I'm hoping that some people are like, aha, look, it's Scott. He's getting attacked too.
The one who terrifies
The
you.
one who terrifies me in my dreams. I say that, but he's actually a really nice guy.
So are you.
Ah, thank you. So, let's get ready. There's a reason why I didn't put on a dress shirt today. Just repping my classic Batman shirt. Okay, gotta put this. No. So, on the count of 3, we're going to bob for apples in baked beans. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. All right. Are you ready? Set. Oh, gross. Go. How did you get one? My face is too small. Oh, I got bean juice in my ears. It's actually everywhere. I can't get this one.
What?
I win.
Nuh-uh.
Did you get it before me?
First.
No way. Actually?
Yes.
Are you serious? I swear I won that one.
I heard your last apple drop. Your head was in the water. You couldn't hear a thing.
Oh, that was horrible. Ugh. Okay. So, while me and Scott get wash our faces,
Hashtag I win.
hashtag Scott wins. I actually thought I was going to win that one. Anyway, while Scott and I get ready, we are going to quickly show a quick video. So enjoy, and then we'll come back for something else afterwards. So see you soon. We actually see that it doesn't actually sound that great. On the surface, it sounds like a story where a man wants to do his own thing, but God says no, puts him into a stomach of a fish until he finally decides to follow God. It doesn't sound that great on God's behalf, but it isn't until we actually understand the story that we see the point. You see, Jonah was a man called a prophet. And a prophet, we think of a man who has crazy hair, who does crazy things and is super spiritual and predicts the future and the end of the world. But a biblical prophet was actually just somebody who spoke on behalf of God to God's people. It was like he was God's mouth to the people of Israel. Jonah's whole purpose was to speak on behalf of God, but when God asks him to go to the city of Nineveh, Jonah runs the other direction. Jonah doesn't like God's plan. You see, Jonah wanted to do his own thing, and it took 3 days inside of a fish for Jonah to really understand that he has to follow God. But what was the plan? In Jonah chapter 1, verse 2, it says this, that God said to Jonah, "Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh and announce my judgment against it because I've seen how wicked they are." These people are a wicked, gross, terrible group of people, and God said that I'm going to judge and destroy you. So why didn't Jonah want to give that message? Was he scared that the Ninevites were going to attack him? Did he want to not be judgmental or mean? We go through the whole story not knowing why Jonah ran away until we get to chapter 4. You see, after Jonah delivers the message to the Ninevites, the most horrible people in the world decide to shockingly repent and turn away from their evil ways and follow God. God decides not to destroy their city. This should make Jonah, the man of God, incredibly happy that people decide to follow God. But instead, the Bible tells us this in chapter 4. This change of plan greatly upset Jonah, and he became very angry. In his anger, he said these words, "Did I not say before I left home that you would do this, Lord? I knew that you were merciful and compassionate, a merciful and compassionate God, slow to anger and filled with unfailing love. You're eager to turn back from destroying their people." Instead of being happy that this giant city is not going to be destroyed, Jonah is angry. And that just sounds completely backwards to me. Jonah is angry because God is way too compassionate and loving and gives people second chances. The Ninevites were an enemy of Israel, and Jonah wanted God to destroy his enemies. Jonah doesn't want to see God save these wicked people, and when they turn from their wicked ways, is angry that he doesn't give them what he thinks they deserve. You see, Jonah is an example of what we shouldn't do as Christians. We're not going to be asked to go and proclaim judgment over evil cities, but God has given each of us a task to stand up for justice and to share God's love wherever we go. You see, our goal isn't to bring judgment on bad people, but to share with everyone that God, the creator of life, has a blueprint and a plan for them, and we can choose to follow him. Jonah was selfish, spiteful, and unwilling to follow God. And his story is a warning of what happens when we choose to follow that path. We get sad, we get depressed, we lose purpose in our life, and ultimately, God is not pleased with what we do. But thankfully, through Jesus, God shows us what victory is found in loving our neighbors, loving our enemies, and what happens when we joyfully listen and obey God. So we're back. And yeah, I thought we'd just have a quick discussion. Me and Scott were talking last week about important things, important stories that have been foundational or helpful in our lives. And we were talking about the story of Jonah and how that story has been very impactful for both of us. And how that story really was meaningful and really helped us. I don't know if it was just that, you remember the VeggieTales movie that came out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that in theaters. But for me, it was so much more than that, because it was a reminder of what it looks like for us to follow God and what it looks like for us to love our enemies, even when it's difficult. So I thought we'd have a little bit of a discussion about that, I think it'd be best to start off with what is the most relatable thing about the story of Jonah to you? What relates to you the most?
The story of Jonah actually kind of like directly translates to my life in elementary school. The idea of having someone who is outside of your comfort zone, like all of Nineveh was, and you have to still preach the good news. You still have to be God's servant, God's messenger, God's light in that type of scenario. And it's really difficult and uncomfortable to try and be so different. We always tend to shy away from responsibilities, kind of shirk it off and think, no, someone else can go and do it. But no, we have to be the ones to go in there. And the reason I think of that is because when I first moved to Alberta, we'd moved a couple places. I was born in BC, lived in Saskatchewan for a little bit, and then after that moved to Alberta. And when we did that, we had a choice between two different schools. One of them was a Christian school and a public school. I never knew there was a difference when this first got introduced. And so as soon as I hear that there is in fact a difference, we went to the public school. I assumed that everyone there was going to be trying to, for lack of a better word, try and convert me, try and paint me, try and make me someone that I didn't want to be. And so I shunned everybody else out, and I didn't become that light like I should have.
So you would say you're kind of like Jonah, you were in the city. I mean, Jonah was saying the end of the world's coming. You weren't being that,
No.
You're not pointing the finger and saying, you guys are all evil and I hate all of you. But you were in that situation, you're like, I don't want to be like these people. They're all, I don't know.
Yeah, I was the Jonah on the boat, the one going completely away from it.
You didn't want anything to be a part of it, so you tried to run away. What did that end up, or what ended up happening because of that?
Well, in the end, they shunned me out too. I became very insecure because they saw me as an outsider, and so they treated me as such. And I got picked on, I got insulted, and it made me very insecure. It's scarred me in a couple of ways. I always try to seek people's attention now because I literally got rejected. And so it's it's been a growing thing to learn that I am still accepted by other people, and which also I still did have. I had a lot of church friends, and we relied on each other a lot. But yeah, just the idea of public acceptance is something that has always been a struggle with.
Yeah. No, that's hard. I had actually a very similar experience in elementary school. I started off going to a Christian elementary school, but I had to go to a new public elementary school because I had hearing problems. They had a special program. But every elementary school I went to, I would hide the fact that I was Christian because I didn't want to be seen as different, and I would actually run away. In kind of the other way, I would look at trying to become more like the other people just so I wouldn't stand out, which also led to people asking like, oh, like, John, why are you always busy Saturday nights? Why don't you ever want to have sleepovers? Like, well, I wouldn't tell people I had church, but I would always try and find reasons because I was ashamed of what I would say. So yeah, that was really hard for me because I always felt like an outsider, an outcast. But I always felt like God was calling me into something new, calling me into something better. And yeah, by the time I came to high school, I was able to embrace that and actually share the gospel with other people. And it doesn't get, I mean, you know this, it doesn't get easier.
Never does.
But knowing that, hey, even though we're different, even though we're different from other people, some people have the light of Christ, some people don't. We can still love one another and share one another and be a light to other people. A big theme of the story of Jonah is loving your enemies even though you don't want to. Jonah ran away. It took him 3 days inside of the belly of a fish to finally be like, okay, God, I'll listen and I'll go where you want me to go. Have you had any moments where God asked you to love your enemies?
There were a couple of times. I don't know if I actually listened. I might have just kind of ignored it or just forgotten that I was angry and I can't say that I actually turned around and loved my enemy. I let go what I was angry about, and I didn't really forgive them, though. It was kind of a difficult thing for me to do.
Yeah. And it's a hard thing because we want to love and we want to forgive, but sometimes when we hold on to that for so long, and I even find myself having to learn, oh yeah, even if people have wronged me, it's okay to love them. Be like Jesus and love, take those words to heart where we love those who hate you and pray for those who persecute you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I find the story of Jonah incredibly encouraging because, yeah, it's a story about a guy who literally does the wrong thing the entire time. I find this really funny with the story of Jonah because he's like the anti-prophet. He does literally everything wrong. He is a messed up dude who doesn't do, he runs the other direction, but God still has the grace to say, hey, I'm going to use you. I'm going to show what power is found in loving your enemies. And when I was at Bible school, we went to different Bible schools, but when I went to Bible school, I learned that Jonah is actually like the reverse Jesus, where Jonah would go, instead of where Jonah ran away, Jesus went towards his enemies, went towards those who were far away from God and who needed to hear God's voice.
Right.
And unlike the Ninevites, the world ended up killing Jesus, putting him in the grave for 3 days, like a fish for 3 days, which is great. I mean, I'm you know me, I'm a Bible nerd. I love these little tidbits.
Oh, yeah.
But how Jesus personifies and shows us, hey, it's okay if people hate you because people will hate you for loving me. We're outside the world. We are outsiders, but through Jesus we can overcome this strangeness, this difficulty, and this hardships that we find ourselves in. So,
Yeah,
cool.
awesome.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Any other?
No, I think you pretty much summed that up really nicely. Going back to the VeggieTales, I just love the fact that they keep on using fish. Fish for everything. Smash everything.
If you haven't seen that VeggieTales movie, I don't know what's wrong with you. I actually saw that movie in theaters. It was so good. Oh man, before VeggieTales got weird.
Yeah. It's before
Cool.
Big Idea.
Yeah. Oh No big idea. That's a sad thing. Anyway, can I pray and then we'll get on to our next silly, fun, I don't know. Hopefully they find it funny. I can't tell. They're on the screen. They're right there.
Laugh.
They laugh.
Laugh.
Yeah, laugh.
Laugh right
Do
now.
laugh.
On cue. Come on. Can you laugh
Ready?
on command?
Ready? I better see those ha-has in the chat. They better be there. Anyway, I'm going to pray.
Go for it.
I'm just getting really cringy right now. Father God, thank you for today. Thank you for everything you've given us. Lord, thank you for the story of Jonah, the encouragement that we have that, hey, even though things are difficult, even though you've called us to do things that are hard or challenging or things that we might not want to do, you've actually given us the power to do it through Jesus Christ's blood. Lord, you've given us the ability to share with those who are far away from you because we know that you have a message you have a message and a word for them, and we trust that you are working in their lives, and we can be faithfully working alongside you in that place. So, Lord, I pray you be with us this week as we continue to dive into who you are. Help us to give you time throughout our week. And, Lord, thank you for all those who are here and continue to be with those who are away. I pray that you you bless us so we can come back together, hopefully in the near future, and we just have a wonderful rest of our time together. In your name, amen. They're laughing? They're ha-haing? Are they LOLing?
700
700.
Boo, yes.
Any of them in Latin? Nope. No Ryan Goheens in the chat?
It's not over 9,000.
Not over.
Liam copying and pasting as many characters as he can do at a time.
Oh gosh. What did I... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, world. I'm sorry, YouTube.
He's been unleashed.
I unleashed the Liam. Even online. You can't cage the Liam. Anyway, for our second game, we're going to do a classic. Ugh. The game is called... I can't zoom in. Say it with a smile. It's one of those games where you take the old school dental spacer thingies. You can't see them because they're see-through. You put the spacers in your mouth, and then Scott and I are going to guess what the other person is saying. So, put that there. What do I just do?
Hello.
100 brain points.
Ooh. I like
I
brain points.
did not touch the inside, so it's all kosher. So how the game works is, can you show him? That will haunt your nightmares. We're going to put these in our mouths, say these phrases, and then, hopefully it'll be funny. I don't know if it will be. Who knows? Anyway, I guess since you have it in your mouth, you'll go first. You look like a Joker.
Hello.
So grab a phrase from the box. Scott prides himself on his diction, his ability to say words clearly and correctly. So let's see if he can actually. Oh no. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Really look weird. All right. Hurl wizard.
Purple lizard.
Wizard.
Purple wizard.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's not too hard. Okay. John's turn.
I know it's weird.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ferret horror.
Favorite color?
No. Ferret.
Ferret.
Yeah. Horror. Harder.
Ferret farmer.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. We're getting really good at this. Okay.
They're asking you to do Jar Jar Binks.
No. He's a stick. He's a Jar Jar Binks.
Eddie. Eddie. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay. Hang commercial.
Hang Cankersaurus.
No. Not an H. Hang commercial.
Pang commercial? Something commercial.
Yes.
Uh,
Hang. Think, what does a snake have?
Scale commercial.
No. Hang. Ang. That's an
Ang.
ah.
I don't know what
Hang.
sound that is.
Ay.
Hang commercial. What?
No.
Pain commercial?
ACDE.
Fang
Hang.
commercial.
Yeah.
Fang commercial. Okay, got it. I got that in the end. Okay. It's not okay. There. My brain hurts.
Your brain hurts?
Yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna try again because you got actually fast.
All right. Uh-oh.
Thrust.
Okay, you're gonna go through that one more time.
Thrust.
Her thumb
Thrusts.
thrusts is the last word.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Sour.
sour. Th.
Yeah. Sa.
Oy.
Sa.
I don't know if I'm gonna get this one. You're drooling.
Oh,
Thumb thrust.
yeah. I don't know what a thumb thrust is, Jordan. I don't know what any of these things are. These are all made up words.
Oh, this is
It's like Star Wars. Everything's just made up.
One more Jar Jar.
No.
We do not give the people what they want. You
Nah. All right. This is gonna be an interesting one. This is 4 words. First word.
4 words.
Blueberry muffins for breakfast.
Blueberry muffins for breakfast.
Yeah. Say what?
Man, having a daughter is really helpful because I translate unintelligible things half the time. Okay. Last one each.
All right.
Okay. You should do just Christmas songs. That one's not good.
Aw.
I'll say trampoline.
Bouncy trampoline.
Yeah, that one's too easy. Probably measles. Probably measles.
Probably measles.
Yeah,
Wow. Where they got that?
we're really good at this. Apparently, me and Scott. I should just do my youth talks like this.
We just click. You know. We just
Yeah.
had that connection.
Did we just become best friends?
I think we should be friends. You know.
Yeah, we should be friends. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Ooh. Fearful bounty.
Fearful Sally.
No. Think. Okay. No, I'm not gonna be able to get those lists. All right. Bounty. It's wow.
Fearful is the first word, right?
Yes.
Fearful.
Bounty.
Dandy? Fearful.
So close.
Fearful.
Think of a animated character, 4 legs, white socks, brown coat. His mother dies.
Fearful Bambi.
Yeah.
There we go. That's awesome. All right. As we learn how to talk with very annoying things in our mouths, this is actually all we have for you this evening. We're doing a little bit of a shorter show, so I hope that everyone's okay with that. We love you. We care for you. If you have any ideas or anything that you want brought to my attention, or you want to bring anything up, I didn't plan any more games, so
If it's any consolation, I still smell the beans.
They want Jar Jar.
they want Jar Jar. Is it they want Jar Jar or Liam wants
Everyone is saying Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Well,
Who do you think I am?
Jar Jar Binks apparently. Oh, I dropped
I
my.
am someone who brings terror to your night.
I don't want it to
want it
end.
to end.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Jar Jar Binks is not something I can give you on a whim. It does not last forever.
I can't
They
get.
say Jar Jar's too easy. Try Batman.
Try Batman. Ooh.
Do you do?
Alfred! Alfred, where are you?
I think they do.
Do the Scooby-Doo laugh.
You're welcome, Ryan. I know that was you.
Do we have? I'll give everyone about 5. Ugh, gross. I'll give everyone about 5 more minutes to put their names in the chat. Make sure they are there. Apparently, the chat's really lively right now, so make sure you're on there because we're still doing our giveaway every day or every week. I will drop it off at Lincoln's this week because I forgot to this week. That's fine. Anyway.
It's not necessarily what you look like. It's what's inside that he can't stand.
Gosh. Also, fun fact about Scott, he can quote every single movie ever, forever.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right.
Right.
The poison for Cusco, the poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
My goodness.
That
All right.
poison.
Do the Joker and Rachel.
My favorite is that we have a Rachel here.
Are
Funny,
they wanting like the Heath Ledger Joker or like the...
not Mark Hamill.
Not Mark Hamill? Okay, because I've done both.
Yeah.
Hello, Betsy. That's the Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? I see. My father, well, he wasn't a nice person. I'm not going to go into the details because, you know, this is just not the right situation. But he was mean. Now you look like an amazing person. Because your name is Rachel.
Where's Rachel? I don't know where she is.
Oh, she's right there, Batman. Can't you see him?
I'm getting chills.
Do Smoke.
Where are you? Where are you, you filthy little hobbits? You burglar. I can smell you. I can hear your breath. I will not part with a single coin.
Have you ever thought about going into voice acting? Because that's terrifying and amazing.
The ideas crossed my mind. I just don't know how to get into the industry, mainly. I don't know how to get my name out there.
I don't know either, but that was all terrifying, and I loved every moment of it. Anyway, this is all the time we have for tonight. We have a draw, so bring those over. There should be a lion box somewhere.
Roaring like a lion.
Put it in the lion box. All right. Thank you, Kiefer. There's a name in here. It'll be fun.
And the name is Jesus. No, it's not Jesus.
No, Jesus is in all of our hearts, but
He doesn't
not
belong
the
in a box.
We can't. There's a sermon in there.
Totally
We
is.
don't put Jesus in the box. We allow Jesus to break the box and feed our souls. There we go. You're welcome.
Preach it.
Take it. All right, I think Scott has to announce this one.
Where's Rachel? Rachel Wall.
Congratulations,
Rachel
Rachel.
Wall, you get the prize.
Congratulations, Rachel. You deserve it. You've shown up, I think, every single week. So, yeah. I will get that to you sometime this week. I will make sure to do it this week, unlike past weeks where I've forgotten. I will make sure to do it. That is my guarantee right now. So, thank you, everyone, so much for showing up. Thank you for spending your evening with us.
Thank you for watching this magic trick.
No, we are not doing the magic trick because I'm the only one with the desk here. Thank you, Scott, for joining us. Thank you for everybody behind the scenes for all the work that you've done. We love you. We care for you. We are praying for you. And we really want to hear if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see me, any of the guests do. If you want to be a guest yourself or you want to see anyone specific on the show, send me a message. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, we're excited to be doing this. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Talk to you later. See you guys.